Argument from ignorance. This is when someone says, unless you can prove to me the opposite of what I'm claiming, then what I'm claiming must stand and it must be true. You probably had people do this to you. This tends to be a little bit more of a juvenile logical fallacy, but some adults do fall victim to this every now and then. So let's point it out, talk about what it is, and also talk about how to defend yourself against this nonsense. Number one, argument from ignorance is the statement that something must be true because no one can prove that it's not true. So if I say this is true and you can't give me any evidence that it's not true, then it must actually be true. You should be careful of this one because, again, it's actually the reverse is the way that it actually works. So for example, if someone says no one has proven that three-legged unicorns that fly don't exist, then they must exist. Or if say no one proves that aliens don't exist, then that means aliens must exist. These are examples of, again, the argument from ignorance. Sounds silly, but again, you can swap in whatever you want to swap in, and you'll see that a lot of people tend to use these more than you even think. Now, how do you defend against this when someone tries to use the argument from ignorance? First of all, you let them know clearly that the burden of proof is on the person making the claim and is not on the person arguing against the claim. In other words, if I show up and say there are three-legged unicorns that fly, I must prove that because I'm the one who made the claim. The burden of proof is not on someone to disprove my claim. The burden of proof is on you to prove the claim. Number two way that you can defend against this is to highlight the gap. You can say, okay, well, you're saying that no one has proven it, but do you have any proof that it is actually true? And again, you're highlighting the gap. You're making a logical jump here to saying that something must be true just because you said it. Well, I can say anything. Does that mean it's true just because I said it? That doesn't make any sense when you put it that way, and people should be able to see that. But again, you're talking to people who may not be very logical. After all, we're talking about logical fallacies. And number three, you could do the reductio example. The reductio example comes from the Latin, which is about reducing to the absurd. It's basically taking someone's argument and taking it to extreme absurdity to show how crazy it is. So if someone says something must be true just because it hasn't been proven, you could say something like, well, hey, it hasn't been proven that this house and my car cannot float on air 10 feet above the ground. So if I say that they can, then that must mean that they can, right? I mean, you're basically taking the same frame that they use and you're using it against them. Or they may say something like, well, that's apples to oranges. And again, you bring it right back to burden of proof. The burden of proof is on you because you're the one who made the claim. So anytime somebody tries to make the argument from ignorance, meaning something is true unless you can prove that it's not true, just remember they had to prove it, not you. Go to workonyourgameuniversity.com. Learn more about working with me, getting into our group coaching program so we can go to work. Links are in my bio. Work on your game.